Yo, what's up? It's your boy Anthony Simmons, and you already know who you rocking with. It's Higher Heights, the only channel that stands for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now, you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. Today, we're going to be talking about how Howard Stern went on his latest radio show and went on a rant talking about how Oprah is not embarrassed of her money, and she shows off her lavish lifestyle a little too much for his comfort or his liking. And who's to say whether this is right or wrong, but Howard Stern had some pretty strong comments toward the former daytime queen of television lifestyle and the way she shows it off on Instagram. Now, I'm not a follower of Oprah on Instagram, but after this, it made me want to go see how she's living on there. And if you go on Oprah's Instagram, you will see a host or a variety of various ways that she is showing off her abundance of money, whether it's through drinking wine or going through her vineyards or her estate and showing you all the wonderful things that she's able to afford due to the fact that she is vastly wealthy. Now, before we get into this video, fam, we need to break down this thing layer by layer. But before we do, I need y'all to do something for me. I need y'all to hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. Also, don't forget to hit the subscription button, subscribe to me. I'm well on my way to 1,000, and you guys are helping me out a lot. Also, hit the notification bell because you don't want to miss when I'm dropping content like this. With no further ado, check out this clip.
The dogs, and I just came across this in the garden. I had to share this with y'all. I mean, is this a thing of beauty or what? I mean, look at the color of these lettuce leaves. I mean, that is a thing of beauty that makes my heart sing. Ooh, ooh, harvest day.
Now, fam, you got to understand this. Howard Stern had some comments to say about Oprah. Now, one perspective that I got to look into first and foremost is that Howard Stern himself is a very wealthy man. I mean, he ain't working with chicken scratch. He's worth $600 and some odd million himself. With that being said, I never believe it's a good idea to count somebody else's pockets or to worry about what somebody else have in their bank account. It's just not a good practice. But in this case, when somebody is showing off their wealth as much as somebody like Oprah does, then it's more public knowledge than you actually going to dig into research yourself to find out what they're doing. Now, could Howard Stern's comments come off as jealousy? Yeah, they kind of come off as kind of hating or kind of jealous, especially being the fact that these two have nothing to do with each other than the fact that they both have talk shows, Howard Stern's being a radio show and Oprah having an actual live broadcast televised program.
Okay, so this is my own sangria, OW rant sangria. There you see it. Gonna enjoy a little of it as I celebrate tonight's second episode of Kings of Napa. So Ona has a new series called The Kings of Napa. It's about this beautiful black family that owns their own vineyard. They make wonderful wine, which they actually sold it. And all of the salacious, titillating, delicious things going on with this family. It's a real drama.
Now, there are those who will point out that Oprah has earned her money and she's done movies and she's done a lot of great things. So she has earned and deserves the right to go out here and flaunt her wealth or show it off however she wants to. I get that. You're right. If you work for your money, you should be able to afford the nice things that you want to. But Howard Stern also goes on to say that there are so many people out here struggling and starving and trying to just make it day to day, and you're on Instagram flaunting your wealth. So I get that aspect of it myself. Now, whether or not this guy's hating, I don't know. You never know the intents of a man's heart. Only God knows the intents of a man's heart. But I need you all to hashtag Higher Heights in the comments. Let me know if you think Howard Stern is hating or he's coming from a good place when he says we shouldn't be flaunting our wealth like that. But I digress. Let's get back to this other point. So Oprah's on Instagram flexing and she's stunting. I mean, who doesn't like to show off what they got every now and then? But like I tell y'all here on Higher Heights, because we stand for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We live in a world, y'all, where this is becoming increasingly more obvious to people, that the haves and the have-nots. And Howard Stern's right. There's a lot of people out here struggling and hurting. And my question to Oprah is, Why do you have to do this? At your age and where you are in life now, whether you have it or you don't have it, what's the point of you getting on Instagram and showing your wealth? A lot of people with money have this idea or this notion that they're inspiring people or they're motivating people to go out and get their own bag. When I beg to differ, a lot of times what we're doing is inspiring people to be depressed or inspiring people to want to do something to you, or envy or hatred or jealousy. So even if Howard Stern is jealous, I think that you are inspiring them, Oprah. Similar to how I feel like rappers, all they do on Instagram is flex, flex, flex. How much money I have. Look how much jewelry I have. Look at the places I'm able to be. And you're not able to be there. Because we all know whether or not somebody earned money or not in this world, it's not fair. The distribution of wealth is crazy. And you do have people that are out here struggling just to get by on a day-to-day basis. You see, me, myself, I'm not a person who likes to follow people on Instagram, especially these wealthy, famous people, because to me, all it will do is make me look back and look at my life and be like, wow, I must be doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? They're on yachts, they're chilling, they're drinking champagne or wine or whatever it is that they're doing, eating steak and caviar. I'm saying that we shouldn't be doing this to each other. First of all, like I said, there's no way somebody should have millions and billions of dollars on this earth, and then there's somebody who's struggling just to get a decent meal. That is wrong in and of itself. Now, you might say, well, these people probably give back and give to charities for their various reasons, for tax purposes and all kind of things. We never know what nobody's agenda is, and I'm not here to judge their intent or their agenda. But I will say that this is not right. I don't feel like anybody on this earth should be going without a meal or a roof over their heads or clothes on their back. But we all know that this is true, and this is the case in this world today. We have plenty of that going on. And so I want to take the time to say this as well. You have the reason what's going on with these rappers and famous people are getting robbed and killed over this stuff is because you got to realize there are people sitting in their house watching you stunt all day. Now, don't think Oprah can be immune to this or she can't be touched. It's just probably going to be very hard to be in the same atmosphere as Oprah, because trust you me, that if Oprah was accessible to some of these people who see her on Instagram, they would try to pull a jack move on her. Am I saying that's right? No, but what I'm saying is when I'm sitting at home and can barely pay my light bill or I can't feed my kids, and I see you on here able to do things that seem kind of like frivolous to me, or things that you take for granted, you know, that I have to wake up and think about all day. If I'm from the hood, that's my mentality. So you have to understand this, and you do carry a certain responsibility and weight to understand this. Like I said, it doesn't matter how many people you help when you got enough wealth to live 10 lifetimes without having to worry about anything. And the same goes for Howard Stern. Whether or not you're showing your wealth or not like that, I agree that some humility needs to be shown when you have it like that. I love the people that I know in my town who have a lot of money and a lot of wealth, who just dress like a regular person, you know, because they don't want to draw that attention to themselves, or they don't want to stand out like that because they do know that they have more than the average person. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't go out here and help people. I feel like people should do the best they can to help. You don't owe anybody, but I feel like our responsibility as human beings is to share some of that wealth, is to go out and help those that are less fortunate. We all know that Oprah does a lot for people, especially her cat audience members who adore and support her. And while we know that there are people who look at Oprah as an idol, like they idolize her, they probably feel like when Oprah farts, it smells like roses. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that there are people out here hurting. So I just feel like people need to be a little bit more responsible and show a little bit more humility when it comes to the fact that you have a lot more money than people could ever even fathom or dream about. So hashtag higher heights in the comments. Let me know what you think about this situation where Howard Stern is clearly saying something and probably stepping out of bounds a little bit when it comes to talking about Oprah and how much money she does have. Hashtag higher heights. Let me know what y'all think. Is it right for Howard Stern to come at her like this? And number two, what do you think about Oprah? Should she be at her age even concerned about being on Instagram, period, if it's going to be not uplifting or not helping people? Y'all be blessed.